Hey, good evening. It's me, Coach T, checking in real quick, and I do mean real quick. Oh my goodness, it's been so long since I've said that. It's been so long since I've been live. It's been so long since I have been on here. Excuse my little white cup. It is some ginger, honey, and lemon. Trying to break up all this that I got going on with these allergies. Or sinuses, and brother, sinuses, I think more so the allergies. Anyway, it's me, Coach T, checking in real quick, and I do mean real quick. I just want to come on here and say it's okay to unplug and okay not to know. Thank you so much. I know that so many people are like in tune, consumed and in tune to the election. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be or you shouldn't, be in the know, but there is so much anxiety wrapped around this election. No matter who wins, it's so much leading up to it. It was so much anxiety. And just, I don't have to even get into the state of the world and what's happening because we watch TV, we see it, we know it. So there's already so much happening with that, so much attached to it. So, we try to stay prayerful and mindful. We try to, thank you. We try to prayerful, mindful, be positive, even though it's a lot going on. It's a lot of negative going on, but it's a lot of good going on. And that's the thing about media and TV and news. And we get all the negative stuff first, right? And then at the very end, we may get the positive things. So we have to look for the good. I often say that in what I've shared with you in previous videos and previous posts. Look for the good. Look for the upside and the downside. And the bottom line is, whenever this is all over, who we put our stock in, our trust, who is our source, and who we believe in is not man anyway. It is not in man anyway. It is in God. People say source, the creator, believe, but I believe in God, and I've always said that. But it's in God, and it's in His leading. It's in what your discernment leads you to. Because when you pray, you meditate, you still yourself, and you focus on what it is that you want and versus what you don't want, then that's what you're going to manifest. But if we continue to, I'm not saying ignore anything. I'm not saying that, but don't be consumed. I always say, even when Corona first hit, I said be concerned, but not be consumed, be aware, and not be anxious. And we have to do the same thing with this election. And not just the presidency, not for the presidency, but all the, everything, all the elections, statewide, nationwide, or whatever the case may be. But we know that there's going to be some sugar in the game. There's going to be some ish going on, right? There's going to be some plot twists. There's going to be some upset people. We're going to have some sore losers. People can't bow out gracefully. It's already been said that won't be the case, right? But thank you so much. You have to make sure that you do what's best for you. I have not watched TV in the daytime at all since Sunday. I've watched it in the evening, and I have not gone to any news media. I have not watched the local news, the local stations. I haven't been to CNN. I think I went maybe briefly to what's the governor, the New York governor, his brother Comey. Yeah, I think I watched him briefly, but they were just talking about, it was leading up to election day. It was like the day before. But anyway, I haven't watched it. I've been watching my DVR. I've been watching things that are funny because my insides are already like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And not so much even about the president, like who wins, but the reactions of the people around in the world based on who wins. We've already seen people riding up with shotguns and barricading the buses and, trying to, get around the bus, and just other people and just different things that are going on. It's just, I'm not going to say it's not amazing in a good way. It's amazing in a baffling way how people are reacting and responding and what they're doing. You just like, is this real life? We thought Corona hit. We wondered, was it real life? But to see people just really show up in this, to see how we would think that we've made so much progress in the world. It's 2020. Like, this is the year of revelation for sure. And 2020, people talk about 2020 vision. Yes, 2020 vision. But hindsight is 2020. But 2020 vision is to reveal things. And this doesn't mean it was all good. It's just revelation, to reveal hidden things, known things, unknown things, what you thought, what it is, what it ain't, you know what I'm saying? All that good stuff. But more so, hindsight is 2020. It's like you learn something after the fact. Oh, if I would have done this, oh, now that I think about it, I could have done that. So it's different levels and facets of this thing. And we can look for, like I said, you have to look for the good, because it's a lot that's happened. I don't mean just with elections, I mean with the loss of great people, tragedy. You know, the year started out with the loss of Kobe Bryant. That was and all 9 people, rather, not just him, but you know, he was more known, his daughter, and then all the children and all that stuff like that. But what I'm saying is that was the onset, and then we had, you know, little stories about Corona. You know, I'm an educator by profession, and I mean I'm a teacher by nature, but both. But anyway, and so then you, like, you know, you hear the kids talking about it. You like, oh, you hear but you don't hear, and then all of a sudden, boom, here's Corona. Here's everything shutting down. Here's us going home from work. You know, everybody's at home. Everything's shutting down. But you know, and I often go back to this scripture, or this thing you hear in church or whatever. It's like how, you know, God take the foolish things to confound the wise. Take the foolish things, the things that we don't really, that's kind of like foolish or silly, to prove a wise point, or you know, to get us to see something that we didn't see. So it's like, oh, who would ever thought that would bring about this? So you have to just be mindful. You got to be in tune, but at the same time, it is okay to unplug. Like, literally, I don't want to watch CNN all day. Even when I call people, they're like, oh, I can't quit looking. So I just watch Instagram and a few things on Facebook, but Instagram is where it's at for some reason. It's the way it's set up. And people are going to, you can find out what you want to know by the post that people post, you know, and even with that, you can't get too consumed. So I check in, I check out. So it's okay not to know. It's okay not to know, because guess what? We still don't know. Here it is, Friday. The election was Tuesday, and we still don't know. So it's okay to not know. It's okay to not know, right? It is okay to not know. It's okay to unplug. It's okay to say, I haven't watched it. It doesn't matter what it is, but since this is what we are facing right now, okay, I know we all want to know who the president is, but did you know that it's okay not to know? Did you know that it's okay to watch something funny? Did you know, I watched last night, was all catching up. Well, it watched me after a while, but Dancing with the Stars. Tonight I've watched Steel Magnolias. I have another thing, you know, I have another, I guess you can call it side hustle, or another little stream of income. I do jewelry. So I did a couple of jewelry videos. So what I'm saying is there are things you can do so that you won't get consumed, because you want to be concerned, but not consumed. You want to be aware, but not anxious. And yes, I have to go back and catch the 80s, the show with the 80s. For the 80s, I heard it, but I was so sleepy. I couldn't, I was knocked. I heard it, but I couldn't wake up to watch it. I mean, but then self-care, you know, I know I'm dealing with my sinuses. So, you know, and then, but more importantly, the reason why I chose to unplug from everything, even with TV, I set the timer, but just unplug, even out during the day, is because whatever we, you know, what we overly watch, yeah, I got it on. I watched it on Hulu. So my son hooked me up to turned me on to Hulu. So I'm gonna watch it on Hulu. I'll probably watch it again tomorrow. Those 2 that I missed. So I started out on the what was it, with the Costa, the Disney one, and then I missed the one in between that, and then I heard the 80s one. So anyway, but yeah, so that's my life. But I haven't watched TV. But my point was, and thank you for the engagement and talking. But my point was, I purposely don't want that on my mind, because I don't want to be consumed by it. Because if you know, whatever you got to guard your gates, ear, eyes, and mouth, because these are your openings. So whatever you allow in is what will consume you. So it's like what you're listening to, what you're saying, and what you allow people to say to you, what you're looking at, watching, reading. So, and then you'll find yourself not being able to sleep at night. You tossing and turning. You have anxiety. You're stressed. You know, we already have our own things in life that we are dealing with or growing through, and working through, pushing through, whatever words you want to use for it. So then you look up and now you have all this, the what ifs. And the what ifs is what makes it even worse. What if this happened? What if that happened? Or what if this? Or what if somebody do this? What if somebody do that? What if? And none of it really happened. So now you've exaggerated something that may not even be, but it's because you allowed yourself to become consumed with what's going on around you. So there have to be a balance. They just say every day. I think it was like Joyce Meyer says, enjoy everyday life, but you have to have a balance. And I'm not saying don't be cognizant of what's going on. I'm not saying to ignore what's going on. What I'm saying is, though, I have since Tuesday, I've talked to people. They have been on, like, literally, no matter if I go to sleep, this time change, honey. Let me tell you, this thing is not my friend right now. I will fall, like, I fell asleep and then I woke up like 1 a.m. looking crazy, right? So yes, I love Joyce too. So what am I saying? So you wake up and I go to sleep talking. I may have talked to someone before I fell asleep, and say if I wake up and it's still early but late, and someone called, and my family's on the Central Time Zone, so I may pick up the phone and call them anyway. Some people just up late and they're still watching it. I'm like, you were watching that 3 hours ago. Like, I know I keep trying to turn, but every time I turn, then it's a little thing streaming across the bottom with more. So I'm like, so I didn't watch TV anyway months ago before Corona. Even with Corona, I didn't binge a lot of stuff, but I had got out of the habit watching TV anyway. I was on YouTube a lot, and then working with the business and just doing things. But my point is this: I found myself where I returned to that, and I didn't have anxiety about it. I'm not overly concerned about, oh God, what's happening, who doing something crazy. I mean, you have other ways to find out what you want to know. Even with the news articles on your phone, just okay. Nothing. It's so weird. Nothing has even popped up. The only thing it keeps saying is it hasn't been determined. So what I'm trying to say is, even though that has not been determined, you have to be determined to keep your peace, to keep your sanity, to keep your vibe, to keep your mind right, your spirit right, your peace right. You don't want to be restless and anxious and worried and tossing and turning and consumed. And that comes from being, knowing who you are, knowing who you connected to, staying around positive things. And I mean, and of course the word, the Bible, but devotionals, prayer, but I mean, even to just affirmations and the motivational speaking and different things on YouTube. I love YouTube. It has so much. And it's like when you feel in some kind of way, you can just you have to have those nuggets, those things you can just grab to: a playlist, a book, a gratitude journal, anything that's going to help you get your mind right. Because the only way you can cast down negative thoughts or those feelings or imaginations is through the word, through speaking things out of your mouth. That's why affirmations are so important. That's why, and I'm guilty of it. I can testify to being a self-sabotager, like gung-ho, going to get it, and then my mind, something, what if this, what if that? But you have to counteract those things with, I can, I will, I shall. And, even with the action with it, but it still has to be something out of your mouth. And I'm not saying I have come a long way. And as I mentioned at the beginning, I don't know if I said at the beginning, but you haven't seen me much live because I had surgery on my ankle in August 26th. So that was something that I had to, I kind of knew what to expect, but it ended up being more intense than expected. And, you don't really realize how, I'm not going to say take it for granted, but how autopilot or how used to or routine we are with getting up and going and moving and doing and just whenever you want until you can't do it. And you need people to help you do it. I mean, even to get up, to go to the bathroom, do whatever, you got to have assistance. So I'm better than I was a month ago, but I'm saying that you don't really pay attention. And when your physical is out of whack, it does weigh on you mentally. So it took me a minute to bounce back. And then it's like I told someone before, quarantine and confinement are two different things. Because I was confined to the bed for days, like weeks. So those walls, like they were closing in on me. And I was like, I had to get myself together, but it was nothing I can do about it because I needed to begin to heal properly. I was on this compression machine on my legs so I wouldn't get blood clots. And it was just a journey. So, when the thing is, people say you automatically assume somebody quit, they gave up, or this or that happened. It's not necessarily that, or they say check on your strong friends. Or Tara, she always bounce back, or that's Coach T, she's so positive, and I am, but I'm still human. I still need support. I still need encouragement. What I give out, I still need back, and I know to whom much is given, much is required. However, we all have our moments. A coach needs coaching too, and you're just human. So you just learn to be like, you know what? And in this instance, you learn that pride and ego have no space in this situation, because you need people. Like, I'm still not walking on it. I've stood, now that I have a boot, but I have a knee scooter. I still have crutches. I'm still having people drive me around and take me places, and I've done a few more things, but I have assistance. So it's anxiety that come along with, okay, when I do go back to work, how am I going to do this? Am I going to be at the walking point? Am I going to figure out how to get a scooter out the car and me and crutches, and that stuff it could just run, and your mind will race. So again, it's a process. Everything is a process. Everything in life is a process, but it's a process. But that's my journey that I've been on since August, and here it is November, and I'm, like I said, I'm still at the point where I'm not 100%. I'm still not able to walk and stand on it yet. I stand, but I can't walk. So I stay a few more weeks. Even with that, still got to get the physical therapy, just strengthen this thing up, because I had to have screws put in, artificial bones, and something was lengthened. So I got 3 incisions. It just was more than, when she explained it, like, oh, okay. But when you going through it and healing through it, and I've told some of my close friends, I'm like, hey, my mindset, I'm like, hey, check on me, call me, text me, send me something funny. You know what I'm saying? Because I got to bounce back. And I thought that last year, this time, when some other things happened personally, that it was like kind of set me back. And I was like, and it had nothing to do with physical. It was financially and some other things out of my control that were happening. So thank you. And so you think, and that's my word, resilience. And so, you're like, dang, that was nothing compared to this. I mean, it's 2 different things, but you know what I'm trying to say. But the bounce back, like needing people to help you do stuff, and you're going to get up and go when you want to and you can't, that right there definitely has an impact on you. So anyway, all that to say, so my friend was talking to me today, and she was like, she's dealing with some things physically herself. She said, you just don't want to talk to people because you're just trying to process it and go through it. She said, now I get it when I would call and text and you wouldn't answer. I said, because it's a process. It is a definite process. And you still, everyday life is still happening. No matter what you're physically going through, you still got to figure out how you're going to maintain everyday life. I'm still a mother. Even though thank goodness my kids are of age, but still a mother. I'm still the other facets of me. So then household needs to still be maintained, and you love your support system, and you care for what you do, because you still got corona, you still got a pandemic, you still got to wear your mask, you got to have your hand sanitizer. That's enough anxiety in itself. How many people have ever, how you, oh my God, the stress of getting out the car. Oh my God, with my mask. Oh my God, with my sanitizer. That's enough. So, right. And then you turn around and it's like, now you got this. And so anyway, no pity parties, just true. Like, look, let's get hot, honest, open, transparent. As I say, that's my transparent moment. But it's okay to unplug. It is so okay to unplug. And it's not anything no one has done to you. You've done to them. You don't want them to think that way. But you don't have to even over explain it. You can just say, look, I'm just kind of checked out for a minute. Like, I'm here, but I'm just not, consuming myself with this, that, or the other right now. And then, just, it's okay to say about you, especially if you're always saying about other people. If you're always the one that people go to, if you're always the go-to person, and your gift is your gift, and you can't run from what God give you. But He also says to everything there's a season. So if it's your season to rest, then honey, rest. If it's your season to strategize and start over, you can start over as many times as you want, just as long as you don't quit. If it's your season for the plan for the comeback with the bounce back, then do that. But also, if you don't know, you don't know. And it's okay not to know. You just got to know that you want to know. and that you're going to keep going for the no, but you're going to do that one step at a time. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? You feel me? So that's where I am with that. And it's okay. And I don't worry about what somebody think, feel, or say. I'm like, I'm not here to please, appease, prove anything to anyone. I'm going to take it one step at a time, one day at a time. And I'm going to do what's best for me. And this is what you have to do. Do what's best for you at the end of the day. Okay, yes, it may look a little selfish to some people, but when you're always a giver, they're not used to that. So you got to give to yourself. So it's okay. Because you know at the end of the day, who you are at the core is who you're going to be. And that's all that matters, because whatever it is you're supposed to do, you're going to do it willingly or forcefully, because God is going to make sure that he's a gentleman, of course, but he will always put things in your path, in your way, in front of you, that is going to say, okay, this is your purpose. Things, or this is not the way you should go. You need to go this way. Or, okay, well, let's rethink this thing. Let's re-strategize this thing. Because sometimes, guess what? It's us too, right? Who get in the way. So with that being said, it's okay to unplug. It's okay not to know. It's okay to do you. Do you, boo. Do you, as I say. It's okay. It's okay to fall back. It's okay to step back. It's okay to not be consumed, because you want to be concerned, not consumed. You want to be aware and not anxious. Okay? So, however that looks for you, whatever unplug looks like for you, do it, because I've done it and I'm going to continue to do it until I'm released from it. I'll just keep showing up in other ways. So, have an awesome and amazing Friday night, and may you have a great and wonderful weekend, and I will see you soon. It's me, Coach T, wanting you to know that it is okay to unplug and not know. You want to shift your life from mundane to magnificent, okay? And know that I'm here to empower, ignite, and uplift you, and have a great and wonderful night.